Hello, chat. How are we all doing today? Happy New Year's Eve, or Happy New Year's to those who are already in the new year. Hope you all are well, and also thank you for all the consecutive stream streaks and follows. I appreciate it, and thank you all for staying on around all this time. As for me, it is New Year's Eve. It is not New Year's yet. Still got a bit of time until that happens. But we are back on to our lovely Minecraft, lovely MCC Island. We're not going to be playing so much Island today as we're like gonna just be talking, just gonna be going through. Sort of doing a recap of the year. I don't really have any visuals planned out. So it's kind of us just probably just doing parkour a lot, talking about the year, talking about what has happened. And just like basically giving a recap of 2025. For me at least. 70 streams, you've all been here for a while, and I appreciate it. Let me see. Bop, bop, cool. So yeah, anyways, hope you all are having a wonderful day today. Hope you all enjoy, but we're gonna start, basically today's stream. It's gonna be a recap of everything that has happened throughout my year, from January to now, and thank you to the YouTube VODs. Hold on, let me actually pull those up, because I can basically go through each moment basically from my creator dashboard from the beginning of the year, and kind of just seeing what we have going on for us, because there is a pretty good amount, and I won't remember everything throughout the year, so this will allow me to like give me a refresher. So first thing though, first main thing, speaking of the VODs, is beginning of this year, in January 2025, at the end of 2024, for those who don't know, Twitch decided to basically redact all its like archiving highlight servers into a way that kind of made it to where a lot of streamers who saved a bunch of their stuff on Twitch either had to delete it all, move it all, and unfortunately lose a lot of their old footage. But because of that, we then got YouTube VODs, aka I made a VODs channel. So, beginning of this year, and I was able to VOD pretty much the start, most of it, not all of it, but from January 13th up until now, I have been keeping track and archiving all of my streams that are on YouTube VODs, which is very strict. Well, make sure you pay attention in class, because even though school can be boring, make sure you pay attention in class, chat. It is important. Hello, Kudu. Firing fires last 2 days. Yeah, we'll probably get some here later. But yeah, so that's what we happened in the beginning of stream, or beginning of the year, but also what happened into the beginning of the year. And I think it's a fun way if I do this, if I cut back and forth between my gameplay and my windowed. So if we do this, and I go to windowed, and I pull this over, and I have this just pulled up, we can see, we're not, it's gonna be muted, but we can see and look at the very first stuff. Because basically in January we had my Inestria. For those who knew about my Inestria SMP. My Inestria SMP was this very, very fun server that took the aspects of MMORPG and this huge grind fest with a bunch of different crazy mods and crazy classes and abilities with exploration and finding stuff and come back in 2026. You definitely could. And it was super, super fun because my next year let me meet a bunch of new people, let me play and grind out the server like a madman. And it was very like fun and enjoyable to play. Mainly because we're just gonna like zoom in like that. Yeah, that works. Play because entirely it was just this grind fest where we got to have all this is on my VODs channel where we got to explore, we got to meet a bunch of new creators, and we got to test out a lot of funky, wacky abilities. Where, like, for example, I basically became immortal. And the build that I had was this idea of being in a magic world, but entirely have no magic abilities. I could not cast spells. I was not allowed to use any type of magic. The only stuff that I could enhance myself was my skill tree and also the abilities that I was able to like find and grab from items, and it was super super fun. And most of January for like a month or so. So Mashal, very very Mashal-esque. It was Mashal, but also if you've ever seen the anime Wisteria Wand and Sword, it took a lot of concept of like that idea and turned it into this brawler class which was super tanky and super super chaotic. But that was in January. That was pretty much majority of January was at that point. Full martial, full fighting. It was was I there for that? You might have been. It was really fun. Unfortunately, the server didn't last super long because it ended like a month and a half in. But what Kyle F and Poke, Caleb Shade did with all the others that worked on it was great. It was super fun. There was this huge like side plot line that like me and Woogie had where Woogie was this unstoppable force and I was the immovable object. Because Woogie was all high damage and I was all high defense, and Woogie's goal was just trying to kill me the entire time. We never got to have a final fight just because the server ended abruptly, but it was fun. It was super, super fun. Now, want to watch it go? Yeah, it's all in the VODs. They are my first few VODs on that channel. That all the way back in January. It's not all of it because it started in early January, and the first VOD that came out was January 13th. So not too much there. Like there are a lot of things that you do miss out from it. And I'm just in PJs. Honestly, sometimes PJs are more comfortable than the dressing. Look, my entire like style is look good but also be comfortable at the same time. If you can find a style that like matches the comfort level that you want while also being like presentable and or fashionable to society, go for it. That's entirely what I do. But yeah, so that was pretty much January. And then we go into February. Now, February I'm gonna say this now, beginning of 2025, and this is how usually it is for each year for me so far. Beginning of the year is very much this like kind of not things happen, but nothing like grand or major or anything like crazy happens. But it kind of does like a lead up for. Oh, I timed that wrong. Server, why? Thank you. There we go. Might go to that. Honestly, that also works. So leading into February, not too much. A few notable things happened. And I'll show it right after I finish this. But a few noticeable fun things started happening for me in the beginning of this year. One of them was I got to start playing in more events. And one of them in January was during Lagundo's subathon. Hold on, you do this side. Over jumped one. Bup. With Lagundo Block Wars, which I will show. Bald Wars, aka Bald Wars. So let me go pull that up real quickly. Wop. Yeah, so next thing we got was Lagundo Block Wars. For those who don't know, Lagundo does a subathon, and he teamed up with Block Wars to do a fun little Block Wars event. And this was my first time actually ever playing in Block Wars, even though this wasn't a canon Block Wars. Getting to actually play Block Wars, getting to mess around. I had a team, and I think it was me, April, I think Bumpy Jake, I think possibly Sushi and Fan, maybe? I don't know. I need to see who my entire team was real quick, because I forget. No, it was P-Porp. As well. Hold on. Cycling on through. April, Jake, Sushi, and I think it was P-Porp was the last guy. They were trying to figure out the comm stuff. Yeah, so it was April, Bumpy Jake, P-Porp, and Sushi. And this was super fun. I basically had the IGL the entire time of this. Because no one on my team, even though Bumpy Jake helped develop Block Wars, had any idea how most of these games worked. And so it was very, very fun. It was very good. By the end of Block Wars, we had a lot of good moments, a lot of fun. I remember this round of Extraction, and getting Liam with the with this little like top down shot on top of him. It was super fun. It was such an enjoyable experience. But yeah, where is it? Because it's towards the very end. Oh yeah, I get top ground. I just stay up here the entire time. There's Liam, I go up, I shoot him off, and then I land. Such a fun little up and over moment. And then we finished up, we did our little cooking games. We played through Extraction. We had, oh yeah, this spot. Hide and go seek for Blitz Hunt. best spots to do are underwater with if you have darker gray, like gray toned darker Minecraft skins, you blend in with so much of the surrounding area to where people just don't find you. And doing stuff like this, so so good. Because the water bubble elevator also pushes them upwards, they don't see anything. It's great. So we played all 8 rounds. We then go into Trailblazers. Was not my best Trailblazers because I was still learning how to do stuff, but afterwards, the next time I played Block Wars, it was much better. And then we do our fun little bits of party games. We did parkour to finish it up. And then we had our final game of Extraction, which was Phantoms versus Thunders, which I think it was Bald v Bald. It was Jaw Unleash, who was bald, versus Wade Box, who was bald. It was the Bald Games. It was Bald Wars. So the final 2 teams were bald, or at least had someone quote unquote bald. And overall, it was great. It was such a fun time. We placed 4th. And with the team that we had, it was quite enjoyable. I forget what individually where I placed. Let me see if it will, if I actually show. If I placed properly. I placed 5th. Individually, I placed 5th. And you know what? I will gladly take that. So, but yeah, the other fun thing that happened, as well, starting in February, was a fun little server that I decided to test my limits of creativity and try to figure out fun ways to stream. Hypothetically, chat, if you had to stream each day, or so on and so forth, but you couldn't interact with any of the blocks in the world that you're in, and you can only rely on those around you to create the fun moments and silliness, how well would you do? Because that was the line SMP for me, because I thought, I usually play Minecraft servers to where I never die. Anytime I play on a Minecraft server, I never really die. And so I thought, what if I intentionally became the first person to die on the server? And I made an entire YouTube video out of it, which I did. And it was on the line SMP. If you don't know that video, you can check that one out on my YouTube channel, where I basically stayed in a box with a sign above my head that said, "Kill me for content." And I waited for how long? Until someone decided to kill my character. That took a long time on that stream. We just literally sat in a box the entire 3+4 hours, doing nothing but just talking to chat and just seeing what people would do. It turned out to a lot of nonsense. And then afterwards, all through February, I played on the line SMP. And that was super, super fun. So, for context, right, for those who don't know, the line SMP was a super fun, sort of idea where it wasn't really supposed to be lore heavy. It somehow turned into like the story narrative game. But for me, I basically just cooked. I basically became a chef because I could interact with cooking items because they gave us that ability, but I couldn't break blocks. And Miss Corporate, aka Cherry Fire, made a bunch of farms and would give me the supplies, and then we would sell food in the shop. It was literally called the Ghost Kitchen, and I was the ghost chef. And all throughout streams, I would work on getting supplies, making food, and just doing silly antics the entire time because that's all I could do. I couldn't die. Like I could not. I didn't take any fall damage or anything like that, and so it was a very very fun little messing around, having fun. It was very chill. It was a very, very chill stream because I couldn't do much. It was me just running around with everyone who was alive and just seeing what they were doing and just following around them and just vibing the entire time. And it was great. But that also left to the very finale, if you will, the final main event on the Line SMP, aka hold on. AKA the last time. Oh yeah, also I was stuck in a white box for 24 hours. That was not a fun time. AKA, as we called it, a Revenant's Revenge, where I was allowed to be live again because it was a big game of tag / murder, kill everybody. And so I grinded as much as I could as a ghost with what I was allowed to do, which is be able to get magic equipment and grind off an XP farm. And I became just this massive fighting nuance to every few people. It was just a big game of tag, big game of craziness. It was super, super fun. A lot of fighting. And eventually I do die just because my armor was not good. I was basically a glass cannon. I had a full damage, but no armor, because the only armor I was able to actually be creating, because I couldn't mine anything, was the magic stuff. And so I was basically in a 2v1 against Sty and Luan, who had the class abilities, and I got them both down multiple times. And I got them low multiple times. And it was super close to eventually I do die. And then I get put back into Purgatory, where that's where I remained for the rest of the SMP, because basically the server kind of vanished away. Also, NatRays, thank you for the resub for 2 months now. I appreciate it. Thank you for sticking around. But it was super fun. It was such a it was such a fun little experience to do, and it was quite enjoyable. But now, once we go into sort of like, oh, need to pop that up. Once May kind of finished, we March and April, not. It was a lot of like side things. Not too much happened in March and April besides just a few things here and there. Only Up 2, the Only Up map on Cytunix, I believe, came out. The Only Up 2 one. And we played through that a few times on stream, just climbing up, vibing, enjoying that fun. And then afterwards, also, we had fishing. MCC Island Fishing came out, where we did a bunch of fishing streams. All the way back when this was the first map for pretty much everybody. And we all ran around trying to figure out what all these items did and how everything worked, trying to grind out the levels and also just AFK. We just fished. And pretty much most of April and March was just some fishing, some vibing. We also played in some POW events, the POW Patreon event stuff as well was happening throughout the year, which was super fun. Very, very enjoyable for that. But that was pretty much March and April. Not too much happened in those months. It was a lot of it was kind of just a chill period, which honestly is good. Also, my birthday happened in April, so that was nice. That was fun. We kind of just vibed out, played some games, enjoyed a fun little birthday stream. Happy late birthday. Well, thank you for that. But yeah, so that was super fun. And then we get into May. In May, we also played in a few more events. We got to play in Flower Frenzy, which was a 4C's mini game event, which was super silly and whimsy. We did a whole bit in Flower Frenzy where we gave all our flowers, like one team gets all their flowers and we put their skins on, and it was super funny and quite enjoyable. Quite fun, I would say, for the time being. But then also, I got to run Block Wars again, because I got thrown into the Lion's Den, because me, Twiggy, Jaw, Fan, and Liam all decided to make a fun little video for Block Wars Brawl. And let me tell you, that Block Wars was super sweaty, super competitive, because it basically took every high-tier Block Wars player and put them on unbalanced teams, aka just very strong teams. And then there was us, Purple Phantoms. And we did good. We did really good. We stayed like midway through the Block Wars. I was in a solid in the top 20 for a good amount of time. And then the PvP games happened, and that team was not PvP oriented. Me and Twiggy were like the only two that could do PvP. Everyone else, not so much. So we then have ended up, unfortunately, down to like 8th. But we weren't that far from 7th, though, so honestly, I'll still take it. And then me and Twiggy finished 24 and 25th. But like, realistically, that was probably what was going to happen, because it was a bunch of other teams. But the fun part was, I broke a Block Wars game. AKA, I went in there wanting to at least try to meta one Block Wars game. And I did, which was the Bridges. The Bridges map on Block Wars. I looked into the Block Wars scoring system and saw that in Bridges, goals are an overall average thing. So basically, you can, as long as you have a higher amount of goals scored on than below you, at the end round is still the same amount, no matter the difference. So basically, say for example, you scored only twice the entire time, but no one scored on you that entire round, you still get the max amount of points at the end of the round. Because your ratio for scoring is higher than what you got scored on. So I basically was like, okay, we're only going to run 2 runners and everyone else defend. And that strat worked, because breaking Farming Frenzy in 2024. No, that also happened in 2025, but that was later. So that strat worked for us because round 1 and round 2 we were leading in points because we were doing that, and because of that, every other team started running to at least defenders, and one of the defenders was their top player because Purple started defending, Feinberg started defending, other people started defending when they weren't originally, and so I call that a win because I invented another meta where you basically take your top player and like your bottom player and you have them defending with it like your mid player, and you have your second top player and your second like mid player, and you run and they run, and it worked, and it was great because I basically made a new meta for bridges. So that was fun. That was great. Block Wars was super fun, very very enjoyable. So that happened. We then played a few more games. And then by the end of May, and beginning of June, a new SMP was announced. Does anyone want to take what the new SMP was? The new SMP that was announced in June? That is right. Cowboy SMP. Now, Cowboy SMP was very fun. Cowboy SMP was a new Yahtzee SMP. A new style of SMP POW wanted to do where it was only 1 month long. 1 month long SMP. Do the southern accent. Let's see. What was what I was saying? It was ain't that difficult once you get the hang of it. You just gotta put that southern twang into it. And at that point, once I start saying that type of accent, I can just start doing this type of southern accent, which was a little bit of mix of both. But that was the like sentence I would always say, chat, before every stream. It ain't that difficult once you get the hang of it. You just gotta put that southern twang to it. And it was a fun little bit of it was a fun Western accent that I practiced with the help of April. Where Cowboy SMP was only announced. Cowboy's SMP didn't start until July, but it was announced in June. So in June, we kind of just vibed a lot on Island, completing a lot of the badges before they went away, because a lot of the MCCI badges were actually going away when they were doing updates to Island. And so through June, we tried to complete as many badges as we could before like you couldn't get them anymore. And that's what we did for June. We also played Peak as well. We also started playing some Peak as well when it first came out, which was fun. And then we entered into, let me open this up. Nope, that needs to be muted. Give me one moment, thank you. We then enter into, not that one. Oh, that's why, I see. Window. I need you. We then enter into Cowboy SMP. Look at the town of Pity all run down. Really different. Really different. You're right, I should play Red Dead Redemption later. Yeah, Cowboy SMP was fun. It was only 1,000 by 1,000. It was a small map with different little biomes next to each other. And we had this run downtown that we had to rebuild and set on up before like what is it? Before another sandstorm comes through, and before we even realize what the Narpies really were. Haven't finished Cowboys SMP. That's all good. But yeah, no, this was super fun. Very enjoyable. I This was a 6-hour stream almost because I decided to build my entire house in one day. Um, the Sin of a Koala. Yep. But no, this was fun. My plan going into Cowboy SMP was two things. One, I wanted to do a simplified character that didn't have too much lore to him, but enough to where like he had something to him because I really didn't know. I didn't really know what this SMP was going to be turned into, right? So I had two goals. One, make a character that's just all about dynamite and explosives, just because it would be fun. And then two, how strong are POW SMP servers? Because I wanted to make a massive crater at the very end of the server and see if it crashes or not. That was the goal. And surprisingly, POW servers are really good. Good job, No Name. Good job, No Name and Mr. Mad Spy. Because even though I set off 2 entire shulker boxes full of TNT, server did not lag once at the end. It was a massive crater, but there was not a single, like, no frame dropping, no nothing. A full double test is 2 full shulker boxes. Did Ren do like in Vampire? Ren's accent is a lot more mysterious. In Cowboys. I won't, for those who haven't watched it yet, I won't spoil it. But this was super fun. We got this done, and then I mined out a bunch of red sand for TNT. The entire back corner. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. The entire back corner of one of the map was just gone. Entirely gone. But I want to see, this is the water wheel. This is not where I'm wanting. Nope, not there. Let me see. Can I find it? Can I find it? I'll keep this playing on for y'all. But can I find it is the question. We played some Peak today as well. Can't find the VOD. I don't know which one it is because I just keep them all tallied up normally. But also, another thing that happened, and I want to show y'all. Oh, for those that are wondering, hold on. Is it you? I need. It's this one. It's this one. Okay, so no, not you. Back. So this is not the sand one of the mountain. If you want, no, that's fine. It's fine. We don't need to fully show it. But there is this stream. And now, for context, this entirety, this is where my interaction with the Narpies, for those that always wondered, this is this is the main moment. So Narpies give me this book one stream, trying to figure out what deciphers, try to figure out what it is. And so I find a Narpie, and then we play the alphabet game. And we try to figure out, trying to deal with these little aliens that move signs around, for almost 2.5 hours of deciphering code and gentle parenting these little alien guys on what they write in these books. Eventually, we came to the realization, or I've figured out the idea, is that if I make books and quills, I can then give them to the Narpies, and what they would do is they would then go. Well, yeah, the Narpie just has a bee in my house. They would go and stand next to something, and I would learn what that word is. And so I would then base off the letters of that word they wrote to start deciphering the actual code. Because I would put these letters, write them down. Like, that one just says apple. That one is tree. You would start picking up, like, different syllables off of what these words are, and you would put them together. I had a written piece of paper on my desk, and I would write out these letters. We didn't get the entire alphabet, we got most of it, so at that point I can just start filling in the blanks of what words they were writing. And I was IRL code breaking, because I would then be like, okay, we have all these words that have these letters in them, don't use words with these in it. And so they would then write it out, and I kept getting them more books, and kept getting them more leather. And then eventually, we had this moment of, like, the crash site, and then more digging, and deciphering more of their code. Yeah, Narpies were controlled by the testers and moderators. So, it just ended up being that I was always on the server when a lot of them were on, and so I kind of just became the person that helped the Narpies. And yeah, we also then built a tower to the sky, because I figured that out. So that was fun. That was enjoyable. But yeah, that was pretty much all of July to then early August. And I made a YouTube video every single week. Accidental adoption, yeah. Every single week I made a YouTube video, taking all my streams and just crunching it down into, like, what happened during that week. And I will be honest, view count wise, they did not do well. And that is perfectly fine, because I was very committed to getting these videos done at least once a week, to at least say that I did it. Right. But also, because of that, after Cowboy SMP ended, and I will pull back the veil a little bit, pull back a veil from the curtains, chat, because Cowboys, maybe like a week and a half to 2 weeks after Cowboys ended, I got a message from Pow, Owen and Apo, asking if I wanted to be in their new series of YouTube only, YouTube recording of Vampires SMP back in early August. And here's the takeaway from this, chat. Here's the takeaway from this. Even though my Cowboy SMP videos did not do well. In the moment, they did not do well. Because I stayed committed, and because I did not quit just because they didn't pull numbers, or they didn't do well for me, and Cowboys was like this little moment of showing me the room, but also at the same time pulling me out and being like, not yet. You're not ready yet. Type of thing. In a, I'm gonna get a little religious here. In my Christian religious standpoint, to me, it's like God showed me the room. He showed me what I could possibly have. But he pulls me out of the room and says, "No, not yet. Not yet. I have something better for you. I'm just showing you what you can have. What I'm showing you what will be possible. You're just gonna have to trust me on this." And even though I was upset at the time, and even though I was a little like disappointed that my Cowboys SMP's videos didn't do well and Cowboys SMP wasn't the best for me, just because of like stream times and whatnot, and I didn't get much interaction with others, it allowed me and gave me the opportunity, because Owen and Appo both said the reason why they invited me to Vampires is because I was committed to making a video every single week, and because of that drive that I had to do, even though I wasn't doing well, they saw my commitment, and that's why they gave me this opportunity for Vampires. That was their words saying that. They said because they saw how committed I was, and they saw that I was making a video every single week, they wanted me to be a part of Vampires SMP. And I took that moment, and I didn't know how well Vampires was going to do. I didn't know if it would have been a same repeat like Cowboys SMP. But I put out effort into doing full cinematics, full videos, editing 6 hours a day. Almost basically 6 hours a day of editing after we recorded to make sure I got the quality of videos I wanted for myself. And nobody in the cast expected to see how well Vampires SMP was going to do. And it was just a good lightning in a bottle spark for us. And it was basically this huge breakout moment, again, contributing this in the sense of what God has done for me. In this way that is like, this is what I wanted to show you, and this is what I was prepping you for. I wasn't going to put you into this motion now because you were not ready for it, but you're ready for it at this moment here. And that's how I view that as. Now, some of you might not view that as that, and that's fine. But that's from... That's how I see it as. In taking the negative and turning it into a positive. If you didn't commit back... Exactly. If I didn't commit to how strong I wanted this to go because I had this next opportunity... Because every opportunity that you get might be the last opportunity that you have, chat. So you always need to make the best of it. I wanted to be like, if this is my last pause thing that I do for a while, I'm going to try to make it the best that I can. And I'm glad that I did. But even before Vampires even was actually played through, though, chat, we got to go through a bit of August real quickly. Because August, a few things happened. Some chilled streams got to was a sub and played in events like One Shot Royale that I won, and also I subbed in for I think Twiggy in Cube Championship, and that was a full chaotic mess. But also in August, we also got to see and open the MCC Creo cards, the TCG, the MCC TCG Creo cards, which I am so happy about because also, we'll get to TwitchCon here in a little bit, but I was able to do a full, with all the packs that I bought, I was able to get a full quote-unquote master set of every common, full art, and rare cards, as well as having 2 Holo Techno cards that I pulled, both on stream. And it was wonderful. Also, I'm still waiting for the Creator Edition cards. I'm waiting for those cards to come out and sell because I bought the Techno card, the Purple card, the Owen card, and the Ghosty card. I bought that as a set. So I'm waiting for those 4 cards to come. The Creator like special edition ones, because those come out I think next year, or technically coming out beginning of tomorrow. I don't know when next year in 2026, but they should arrive at what time? At some time beginning mid-year, I think. So excited for that. Super excited for that. But yeah, so August we got to do that. We got to play through those. They were super enjoyable. And then, like I said, chat, we enter into September, where Vampires just got announced. In September, Vampires was announced early. I also got to play in Mania Party, which was super fun. Got to meet a bunch of new people there, and it was enjoyable. Sometimes in March, let's go. And then mid-September, I didn't stream much because mid-September was Vampire SMP lock-in. And the beginning of each week after an episode dropped, that Monday of each week, I would break down every single little detail of my Vampires episode. And we got to talk about it, and we got to go over it, and it was super fun, and very enjoyable. And it was great. Genuinely, Vampires SMP was both a massive game changer, both in my creator life and IRL, like outside of content creation, because it showed me a lot of new things. It showed like a bunch of different stuff. I got to meet a bunch of amazing people, and that I consider acquaintances and friends. And I actually got to interact with a bunch of people, and it was super, super fun. And I would never gotten those opportunities without Vampires and POW. And so I am forever grateful in what Vampires SMP has done, and for what POW gave me as an opportunity. It was great. Genuinely, Vampires SMP, like, I've said this before and I'll say it again, Vampires SMP was a wonderful SMP, but I don't think it would have done well without the backing of the audience, in the sense of like all the fan art, all the cosplays, all the animatics and edits that were done to like everyone's episodes and characters and such. Like, genuinely, I saw that coming. Like, genuinely, the community, the audience is what like pushes SMPs forwards. Like, all of you is what allows allows us as creators to like want to do more of that type of stuff, because people loved Vampires, and so we're like, we're gonna try to make it even as best as we can. And every time we saw fan art, we would go like ecstatic over it. And during Vampires, we had a fan art channel, and every day someone was throwing in fan art from like that we found on Twitter and like Tumblr that people found, and it was just like, look what we saw, like look at this right here, like this is crazy. Like we would just go ecstatic over it all, and it was so cool. It was amazing. We loved it so much by like how happy all of y'all enjoyed the content that we all made. Dang it. On Tumblr. Yeah, that's the other thing. We were trending on Tumblr. We were trending on AO3. Like, we were out at one point. Vampires SMP as like a growing, like on charts for most growing communities on AO3. I think Martin threw it into the Discord at one point. We were above Gachua. I call it Gachua, but the trash based anime or Gachutaka. We were above that anime in AO3 on like how fast. Yes, Gachutaka. Yeah, that one. And it's still going strong, apparently. Like that's like that we everyone in the cast knows what AO3 is. Some of us just choose not to go on those sites. But yeah, so that was September. September was entirely streaming wise. All vampires and vampire adjacent stuff. It was through September, it was through October. Primarily my entire months of those was that, but also going from ending into September to ending of October, we got TwitchCon San Diego. Because Vampires bled into October. And which led to, towards the ending October, we got a fun little bit of TwitchCon. And that was super fun. Because every year that I've gone to TwitchCon, it's gotten more and more exciting and fun. Because it means I'm in more series, and it means I get to meet a lot more fans and part of the fandom and community that enjoy series that we do, and it's great. It's amazing. Both at TwitchCon, I got to help out Nox Crew. And I got to test and play test out the MCC event before it was announced on the Wednesday/Thursday. I then also got to test out other Twitch rival stuff as well, because they wanted some of us from the Wednesday testing to help out with Thursday testing. It was great. It was fun. I got to meet so many of you. And then at the con, I also got to help out MCC as being a little lab scientist person and give out stuff, greet people in, and help out MCC Nox Crew with that. MCC Nox Crew released Soul Steel, which was super, super fun to promote. And I also got to be on the Cowboy SMP panel, where I agreed with my chat if we raised X amount of money that would fund the cosplay, I would wear my Cowboy Abolish outfit all day on Sunday at TwitchCon. And that was super fun. That was very enjoyable. One, we got to just relive the moments of Cowboys and talk about it. We also, a lot of you got to see what I looked like for the first time, I've realized. Because a lot of you had never seen what my face looked like before. So it was quite funny, which was also very funny because of that panel, right? People finally knew what I looked like. And after that panel, I actually had a little mini line of people wanting to like meet me and like sign their Twitch badges, and some people gave me some stuff like to the left of me on a little shelf. Someone crocheted / knitted some sticks of dynamite for me, and it was really cool. It was really cool, and it was super fun and sweet to like meet everyone and get to talk to everyone about like Cowboys and how much they love the characters and the moments and such. And I was also getting things about people then trying to find me about Vampires SMP after that Cowboy SMP panel. Because you were sick. Alright, that's true. Oh yeah, I also got the Conflu when I got back home. So that was super fun. Also, the one other thing that came out from me being on the... We also had the beach episode on Tumblr. Yeah, there was that. We also sent people that. Another thing that I saw this semi recently, I just kept forgetting to mention it, but now that I remember because I talked about the panel on TikTok, someone made a thirst edit of me on TikTok. Yeah, that randomly popped up on my For You page. Ban? No, because it is what it is. I was just scrolling through TikTok and it just popped up on my For You page. So yeah, I saw it. It was quite funny. But yeah, I'm like, oh, okay, so we're getting into that territory now of content creation. Yeah, people need to remember we can see stuff. I will say it wasn't like of like an over like sexualized or anything like that. It was just it's like the fan cam edits where it's just like their streamer. It's like in the best way I can describe it, it's like those foolish or like slimesicle edits where it's just a slime that does something or says something and then hits like with the girly pop filters over and over again, and it's very tasteful. It's like that. No. It's basically that. It's like you get the girly pop music over like the creator, and it's just every single like different like profiles like poses. Girly pop, yeah. It was a mix of panel footage and also just like some photos of me from TwitchCon, and then like some of my like Minecraft skin. Chat, why are you shocked I said girly pop? Like, it's just girl. But anyways, yeah, so that happened. But yeah, so that is that. Um, but no, TwitchCon was great. I also got to meet a lot of the Vampires cast in person, which was super fun, and they all got to see what I looked like for the first time, basically. So like, for example, there was a moment at the MCC after party that some of us were like a part of. And so, for example, we were waiting to go up the elevator, and we bumped into Ren, who was also then waiting up at the elevator. And me and Legs like initiated the conversation. Was like, "Hey, it was so much fun seeing your vampire stuff," and he was Ren being all kind and was like, "Oh yeah, it's been great. It's been so much fun." And then Legs is like, "Oh yeah, I'm Lagundo," and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm Abolish." And then the biggest like eyes of Ren open up and the biggest smile, and he's like he's like, "Just come give me a hug, guys." Like he realized who we were. And the first thing was, he was like, "Come give me a hug," and it was so sweet and it was so kind. And it's the same thing of like when we talked to Shelby, and also we had the group photo, and everyone like there was one moment where we were getting all ready to go get to the group photo, and again, people don't know what I look like fully, right? And so Pearl was like asked, was like, "We got everyone, right? Like Abolish is here as well," and Appo's like, "Yeah, Abolish is right there," and I'm like waving, I'm like, "Hello," and Pearl didn't like, because Pearl didn't know what I looked like, and so it's like, "Oh hi," and so it was very very like sweet and like kind from everyone that we like met in person, because this group and like is just like a bunch of friends. We all just have fun. We're all just acquaintances, and we all just enjoy it. And it's super super like enjoyable and awesome that like we get to meet each other for the first time. And it was great. It was wonderful. That group photo that we have on like little film stuff, I have. It's right next to my computer, and it's just really really cool. But yeah, so that was TwitchCon, and then I got back from TwitchCon, and I had the nice, good old little bit of con flu, which was funny, um, because basically, right, um, the Airbnb group that I was with, we all got different variations. We all got the con flu, but we all got it differently. So we don't understand how and by differently, I mean we all had different symptoms. None of us had the same symptoms, and if they were in different like severity. So like split one flu. Yeah, basically, like some of us had aching pain, some of us had constant headaches, some of us fatigue, some of us had like versions of that, but some were more major than others. Some of us were bathroom locked and just at the toilet puking. So like it was all different symptoms, and they all lasted at different variances of time. Of your immune system. Yeah, which is weird because my immune system is strong. So like I was just feeling fatigued, and I had a like headache, but then I think I maybe like was at the toilet um like twice because I puked, but that was about it. And other people were there for hours. Like Pokemon. But yeah, so that was TwitchCon. That was um it was fun, and that was like towards the end of October, which was great. Which then leads us into November, where we finish up vampires, we wrap up vampires, and that was all good and dandy. And then also we then started doing some vampire group stuff. We played Blood on the Clocktower. We did some peak lobbies. We also then started going into Christmas vibes SMP. Because towards the mid/end of November, we were doing Christmas vibes SMP. But also at the same time as the Christmas vibes SMP, we were also doing my Nestria. That was a busy week for me. That was like stream after stream after stream of start date for stuff. We watched the peak earlier. So we got my Nestria, which was great because I'm just saying it right now. The adventure team was the clutch team on that server. Me, Sneeg, Fan, Watto, we all locked in and we grinded out our quests. We were the first team to be done with our stuff. We were on a mission. We were getting draconic stuff. Termina, yes, Termina SMP. Not my Nestria. Termina SMP. Made by the same people. Termina SMP. Which is basically my Nestria 2.0. Yeah. Technically that's how it was presented. Was like a variation of my Nestria, but different. Shept soloed Blood Magic. It was crazy. That was also the first time I met Watto and Sneeg, which are both really cool people. Sneeg is hilarious. Sneeg is such a funny guy and is a grinder. Crazy crossover. Sneeg is iconic. Sneeg is great. Like, when that man is on a mission to grind something, he will get to it. But there's just great moments. Super, super funny. Super fun. And we actually completed everything on the last day. Which then, once my Termina finished within that week time span, because it was only a week long, all my commitment was then on to Christmas Vibes SMP. Now, Christmas Vibes SMP was fun. Christmas Vibes definitely got to meet a lot of new people, got to interact with new people. Got to interact with, like, Cam and Jimmy and Amesy and a bunch of others that I never really interacted with before in the space. So it was really, really cool to, like, the Vampires cast getting invited into that. And getting to just do a bunch of shenanigans. We also built my Christmas gingerbread little plot of land, which was very funny to see people's reactions because it was a very good, fun build. It was also really funny because there was just an igloo one day, and then out of nowhere, this massive gingerbread house popped up. I remember going to Eloise's stream and seeing Eloise's reaction and being like, "It's really good." I'm also that it's pissed because it's right next to my house, and it's really good. Which was funny, which was good. Same for, like, a lot of people's reactions to it. And you all ate the house, yeah. But overall, it was super fun. Very enjoyable. But yeah, like, that was it, though. Most of November was that, and then December as well. December also, we kind of locked back into, well, besides December, finishing up early December, we had the Vampires community event, which was super fun. We got to interact with all of you. We got to kill all of you in game. Again, apologies if I killed you super early on. I was just out for blood. A man's got to do what a man's got to do for 60 kills. And that was enjoyable. We had a lot of fun. You tried to get me. I tried to get Dally. I worked a group for day 2. But yeah, by both events, I had 79 kills and assists combined. So, and 0 deaths. I'm rather honored. But yeah, so that was super fun. I had such a enjoyable time for that. We also then played the train game as well. My 2 little vampire skins that I made, yep. And then after Vampires SMP and after the event, we went back to Island. We went back to Island, and that's where we've been. We've been playing MCCI. I've been getting better at PvP, slowly but surely. We got to test out some stuff. We got to figure out some mechanics. Battlebox Arena. And then now we're here. It's been a crazy year. Like the Spear stream. Yep. It's genuinely been a crazy year. And I have a lot of that to thank all of you. How's this training been? Training's been good. I've also realized if I don't pay attention to chat whatsoever and I only play Battlebox Arena, like I'll play it at night. And when it comes to playing it and not streaming and only focus on the gameplay and just vibing, I've been consistently getting around like 7 to 8 kills a game. And then sometimes I'll even get games where I'll go like 12 to 14 sometimes. If I'm like really aggressive and it's just how like team play goes. So like overall, Battlebox Arena PvP has been improving. My overall PvP has gotten better with my tracking and my like critting consistently, so that's been good. I think the difference is when I'm on stream, I try to be entertainer as well as player. And so since it's not an event, I don't lock in as much as I am. So I'll read chat more than I'll actually play at times. And so my brain's focused on chatting than just actually playing. And so it's gone to the point now where I can roughly do both, and I'm getting around like for example, stream Monday. I was getting games where I was like doing well and going like 6-0 to like 8-2 or like getting 4 kills but having like 10 assists. So it was good. Because I was locking in. Yeah. But no, like overall though, this year, both as a creator and as a person, has been a very good year. A lot of ups and downs as years go. Growth is not always going to be linear going up. You will have days where you don't do anything. You will have weeks where you do a bunch of stuff, and you'll have like a whole month where you feel like you aren't going anywhere. But everything that you do is just small progress. Genuinely, like one small step, one little 1% of progress each day continues. If you technically, like realistically, right, if you do 1% of progress every single day for a whole year consistently, that equals to 360% more progress you did on something if you didn't do it at all, right? And like a lot of growth, both in this community, both on this channel, both on YouTube. And again, I said it earlier this stream, I tie it back to God in that sense of like, yes, I put in the effort, but there was a saying that like I saw to like mid Q4 of the end of this year. And it's the idea that the room will get built around you. And even if you're not religious, and even if you're not whatever, it's basically the idea that as long as you trust in the process, and you continue to put in the effort, and you continue to trust that process, whether that be in yourself or in God or whatever you believe in, right? That room that you are wanting, that room that you are in right now, will get built around you as long as you continue to follow that path and continue to work towards it. It's the same thing of... It's also the analogy of God will... If you are in a boat, God will steer your boat, but you have to be the one that rows the boat. You have to be the one that pushes it through. Any advice for getting into SMP/event space? Honestly, SMPs and left the face, yeah, and that's fine. But to answer your question about how to get into SMPs and events, start small. In that light, I mean, like, if you think an SMP is cool and it doesn't have a big audience, but you still want to do it, sign up for it. If there is an event that's not creator driven, but just like anyone can play in it, find them and like sign up for them. There are a lot of small SMPs and events in there, and the thing is, right, is the more you participate in those things, and even if you do good or you do bad, as long as you are contributing and being a part and being active in those spaces, eventually, it might not be super fast. It might not take only a month. It might not take even a year. It might take longer. But eventually, you will gain the recognition and of who you are to be invited into bigger things and to do bigger stuff. So... As a former Christian who left the faith. Yeah, that's fine, and that's fair. That's my break. Just want to say, impressive being everything May 25 really special and came for 25. Thank you, Beanie. Thank you for the 5 bits. Would I play an MCC again? Yes, 100%. The only way I get into MCC is if I ask, and like I tell Scott I'm just interested in it. I'm just waiting until next year, aka beginning of January, to ask that, just because a lot of creators are just on vacation or finishing up some stuff. And so that's kind of where I'm at right now. Doesn't mean I'm going to be able to be in the MCC in the future, but if I want to actually get a chance, I have to just ask. But no, like that's the thing. And your cat redeem? Fine. Y'all can get a photo of my cat for the end of the stream. There you go. Nice job, nerdy. But yeah, no. So, but that's been my year. And genuinely, it's been a year of growth. It's been a year of like realizing certain things, and for both good and bad. But for anyone listening, right? Whether you want to start a new art project, or you want to learn a new skill, or you want to participate in something, or if you want to like work out or do whatever it may be, big or small, right? My best advice is you have to be disciplined in practicing it. Okay? You got to be disciplined in wanting to get better at something. You got to commit. Because if you don't, then you're just going to continue having repetition in it. And eventually it'll become a habit to where as soon as you don't do it, you feel wrong not doing it. And you can take that in a base for yourself. You can take that as a way of having it be from a religious point of view, whatever that may be, right? But you gotta keep working towards it. Even if you make a little bit of progress, even if you make a lot of progress, as long as you keep working towards it, you have done more than those who haven't. And that is a good thing. But yeah, chat. As for me, though, I do have a channel I would watch. I mean, yeah, I could always make a secondary channel just talking about stuff. But right now, I don't want to split up what I do too much at the moment. But who knows, maybe in the future. Yeah, don't overcommit. I think once I get stuff down, but generally though, right, like, because of the opportunities that I had in Vampires, because of all of you that I have decided to, like, stay around and watch streams and watch my YouTube videos even after Vampires, has massively supported and helped me as a content creator. The main thing being financially. Because for those who don't know, I basically, every single month of content creation, also, Pink, I'll read your message, but let me just say this real quick. For those who don't know, every single month, I basically was burning more each month than what I've actually made off content creation before Vampires SMP. So for the 2 years to 3 years of content creation, I basically had a buffer because I had a semi-exclusivity deal with YouTube that allowed me to basically take content creation full-time and try to make this thing work. Basically, that buffer was allowing me to pay my monthly expenditures, my, like, car payment, and so on and so forth. To allow me to do this type of stuff. But only just as of November, because I'm an honest book chat, as of November was my first profitable month of basically being in the green, aka I was making more than what I was actually needing to pay for in, like, my stuff. And the same goes for what it's looking like also December. So thank you for that, chat, because that's all of you, even though if you don't sub, just watching streams and watching my YouTube videos helps that out a lot. And so I thank you all for that. I very much appreciate it. Ad revenue, exactly, and that's where there are ads to help with that. Now then, hold on. What did Pink say? Congrats on the big career. I've seen so much different talent in Minecraft storytelling effort this year. Absolutely. We're in an era of prosperity of storytelling through Minecraft. It's so unique and captivating. It really is. It's really, really cool. But yeah, so what is in for Abolish Regret for 2026? Right? What are we... What is the plan for myself? Personally, I want to dive more into my fitness stuff. I'll be honest, because of Vampires SMP, I haven't been able to, through that September, October, and November, I wasn't able to work out as much as I was able to beforehand because of editing 6 hours a day. So December, I've been slowly getting back into it, but beginning of the year, going to fully stride into that again. Thank you for the fact community gifted subs. I appreciate that. So that's one thing personally that I want to get back into it. I want to get back to the point of where I was before vampires, which won't take too long. I just need to like lock in. I also then want to get back into my calisthenic skills, so like get back into practicing my handstands, my splits, my middle splits. Getting back to what I could do for those again, and just doing other calisthenic skills with working out. So that's my personal goal for fitness wise. And then content creation wise, I want to continue to work with more creators. I can do the front splits. Not entirely down. I need to stretch out more to get it, which means you have to practice again. And the middle splits, I can get it a decent way, not entirely. The splits, you just have to train consistently to stretch out the flexors in your hips and quads to actually be able to. But for guys, it's a lot harder just because of where the hip bone and joint is. But it is doable. I just need to get back to practicing it. So like that with handstands to doing like a one-handed handstand push-up. I want to get back to getting close to trying to get those skills because I was practicing those beginning of the year and then I just stopped just because. But as for content creation wise, I want to continue working with more creators. I want to expand out and continue trying to make new content. Also, what is it? Trying different forms of content in the sense of like different styles of videos and all of that for fun. Streaming wise, keep just doing what I am doing streaming. Being consistent, streaming at least Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Doing all those fun little bits here and there, and then maybe, big maybe, work with my mods. Maybe a clip compilation for the end of 2026, possibly. But maybe work with my mods and figure out a way to do a subathon for 2026. Don't know when, don't know how, but possibly do one for 2026. So that's a big maybe, chat. It is not confirmed. I need to figure out how to functionally get all this to work properly. But we will figure that out. I need to ask other people one question. Maybe one possible answer. Pogly? Again, these are things you have to figure out. This would be stuff you would have to figure out with like the mods and such. And with all of you as mods to figure out how it works and how that sets up and everything. But I don't know how to set it up. That's some things that I need to figure out how it all works and such. And shifts direct. Yeah, because we wouldn't just be doing Minecraft. We'd be doing other games. We'd be planning. And this is why I'm like, I need to plan stuff. I need to figure out how. Because I would need to figure out proper sub goals. I would need to figure out proper things to do. There's a lot that goes into a subathon, chat. A lot. And so I don't want to just do one like. I want to do a proper subathon. Like a proper, this will go as many days as long as chat continues to sub. I know I can ask. I know I can ask Owen, but I can also ask other people as well. I just need to figure it out. So there's that, and then besides, it can always happen later. It's not going to be immediately next year, yeah. And besides that, what was I going to say? I had another thing that I was thinking about doing. If it comes back to me, I'll say. But yeah, like 2026 isn't going to be a year of like trying to do everything at once or trying to get big goals. It's going to be trying to Patreon podcast? No. I wouldn't know what to do for a Patreon. I don't know what would be good for like a Patreon stuff. But like small steps to just continuously grow as a creator, continue to a lifestyle course now. But continue to figure out what I want to do as a creator in the sense of like continue to grow consistently, continue to build an audience, continue to build a brand, if you will, like continue to build the Abolish Regret brand. That doesn't mean merch. I will say that now because I have no idea how to properly do merch and have it be profitable with an audience. Merch is definitely a later thing. If I ever do merch, I want to make it something that is it's something that feels like merch. Like it feels like a proper article of like clothing or something that feels high quality. Those test pieces of clothing, that logo has faded. That logo isn't there anymore. That was just test articles just to see about that type of stuff. The ARG perhaps. The ARG stuff it won't get broken down until it's solved. Like it won't. I say nothing and I'm lost. We maybe one stream I can basically give context to what everything has been so far. Wait, is there an ARG? There's been an ARG on my channel for the longest of time. It takes the real life elements and throws it into a video game, and there are puzzles and hints and clues hidden throughout the internet. So we will see. But yeah, chat, that was my year, and that's kind of my goals for 2026. It's not something grand. It's not more tutorial. It's not anything like, oh, I'm gonna do X, Y, Z, because like, oh yeah, here's the other thing I was thinking about. 2026, maybe go to TwitchCon EU. That was the other thing, possibly going to TwitchCon EU. Cool. Oh, I don't want whipping hits bad right there. I was whipping hits terribly right there. That was rough. I can't. Oh no, I'm like, is that? I was gonna say, I'm like, I don't think that's my enemy. I don't know why he's shooting at me. Maybe TwitchCon EU. That's the thing. I don't know. That's not confirmed. But if I'm able to continuously make enough profit to counterbalance the trip of going to the EU, possibly. Happening UK, it's happening in Rotterdam. So that's entirely a maybe. could give me an RP, yeah. That's fine. Oh, they're gonna... No, that's fine. But... Yeah, like... Full health, I'm not going to die to that. Do you have ears pierced? No, I do not. Bit break exactly 1,000 bits. Exactly 2 years since I became baby. That's crazy. Money we would take. We can donate that amount. No, be financially responsible, chat. Is you TwitchCon be expensive? I have to. Yeah, no, it would. It's a good chunk. Oh, they flew up. Tag D1s, no one's down there. That's not a kill, unfortunately. I need health, that's my issue. Yeah, I saw the explosive there. It's like a... Oh, good. What's like different times of the years affects pricing? Yep, also airlines. Yep, there's a lot that goes into it. Yeah, but I don't want y'all to just, like, fund me with a GoFundMe. That I don't feel comfortable with. Someone's above. Or you're just gonna spam clip me with a pickaxe, okay? That's fair. Okay, so my orb killed him afterwards. I am 12-2 right now. My teammates are 1-4. Yeah, it's around about 3K. Oh, I'm getting double teamed. And my teammate missed the jump. Okay, cool. So this is how our game is going right now. Team, I can't be the only one with more than one kill, please. Well, I just gotta lock in more than I guess. Going overseas is very expensive. It's extremely expensive. Okay, so this Null is vibing person is just only targeting me, and then everyone else is dying. So I just gotta kill them first, and then go after everyone else. Cool. My teammate almost at it. But yeah, I just need to kill that person. Because that person is the one person who is... Yeah, I'm getting... I feel like this person is stream sniping almost, because they know exactly where I'm going. Which is a little weird. It's Null is vibing, but I don't... But that could also just not be their stream name. Cool. Or practice games with minimal human interaction. Yeah. I'm gonna switch off crossbow to this. Yep, I don't know what happened there. I charged my crossbow, right-clicked, and it just did not fire. Oh well. 13 kills, I'll take it. I kind of threw there towards the end, but that's fine. Awesome. Cool. Ooh, train station. Hmm. I'm just gonna go baller. Hey, nope. Up. Missed my hit there. Don't know what's this, like, menagerie of... Oh, all of them are still alive. All of them are exactly still alive. Okay, cool. I thought only it was 2 alive, not 4. I can already tell how this sim's gonna go. I saw that. Yep, I did not see that until I turned the corner. Well, alright, teammate, you can finish him off. They're on top of the train. And they saw you, and you didn't see them. Nice job, teammate. No, I'm almost done. Yeah, no, chop. I am excited, though, for 2026. I think it's going to be a fun year. It's going to be a fun year for content creation stuff. How did I hit myself with that? I hit the stair, didn't it? Yeah. I'll take it. Teammates, how did y'all die to that? They were on half a heart. How did y'all lose? I hit them once. That's at least 2 hearts. And they weren't even full. Okay, at least I can crit now. Because I had a dagger. Well, it is what it is. I am 5 and 4 right now. Doop, doop. All right. Yeah. My heart rate instantly lowered. It's helping my health. I don't know. Sure. You know what? Fair. That bow shot, honestly, valid. I fell into that. That was a clean bow shot. It's I'm gonna say now you're spam clicking, and so that's where you're doing no damage. You can't spam click with a dagger. Because the dagger's damage is way lower. I didn't mean to. I know, I'm just letting you know. You're panicking too much to where you're just spam clicking now. Oh, I'm getting hit by 3 different people. Can't do much when teammates do not get kills, unfortunately. As soon as one person gets a kill, the other team has massive advantage. Oh, that's what it is. Got 6 kills. At least 1 kill around. Like, my kills are being consistent. I'm getting a decent amount of consistency in kills. The wins, though, on the other hand. Not always consistent. But it is what it is. Oh well. Let me run it back. You're not nicked? No, disguise must be active. Disguise must on. You only shows Nick when you are in the actual game lobby, not when not when you are in like in between rounds. It basically is like a Scooby-Doo moment. Remove the mask at the very end of games. You get to go home playing BattleBox. It's been fun. BattleBox Runners is a very enjoyable game. What do I want to play here? I mean, you have to fully actually work on PvE stuff at some point. PvP practice has been fun. Definitely. Nope. Okay, cool. We made a full fort around that area. Like, PvP practice has been pretty good. Generally, I think the next step is actually asking someone who does PvP consistently. And just having them, like, tell me what I'm doing wrong, because they would know more. So just my own practice itself. Because as always, getting a coach for anything is helpful. But until my bow shots are whiffing? My goodness. I know exactly what happened to that poor guy. Yeah, that's something that everyone does when they don't know how the spark works. Because I know how that feeling is, because I've done that. Oh my god. Oh, 4 kills, 3 assists in the 3rd round. I'll take it. Yeah, chat. Any uh New Year's resolutions slash motivations that y'all want to do? Like goals y'all want to try to complete before the end of the year? And that's a punch bow for you. Punch one. Let's see. Getting the college, nice. Want to learn some form of martial arts. That's always good. It's a good martial arts is both a good thing for exercise and a good discipline thing. Survive, basically. You know what? Fair. At least once a month instead of once every 3 to 4 months. You know, that's always a good step. Concentrates me. That's all good. Exercise more. And then getting better at drawing. Cool. Driving license, good. Pass chemistry, nice. Do more art, always a good thing. Start a uni bridging course. Oh, that's fun. Finish an animation, pass this year of school. Stop being addicted to YouTube shorts. Short form media, good thing to not try to be addicted to. I'm not gonna rush into that, because I knew someone else was there. Yeah, I didn't get the final kill on that guy that I crit on, but I knew I would run it into them. I would get hit by a crossbow shot. Big one. Start a family. That's always a good one. Do my first degree. Start exercising. Draw more. Nice, nice. Studies. My fic? I don't have a fic. I don't have a fan fiction. I don't write that stuff. I got glowing 2 for 6 seconds, so I'm... And that's why I just popped Gap. Cool. 7 and 5, I'll gladly take. 7, 1 death, 5 assists, yeah, I'll take it. Sick. Like, I'm getting more consistent with BattleBox now, to the point where I can just vibe and talk to chat pretty regularly, and it's good. It's good. For chat, we're using your Twitch user. Abolish regret, yes. The motto to eliminate regret perfectly goes with fanfiction. My computer, it's all good. I'm just vibing right now, chat. I'm just here to vibing with y'all. More, I forgot to respond to each other directly. I see, got it. Because yeah. Cool. I apologize. You don't have to apologize. Do I think I have all these, right? Yes. Yeah, okay. We just vibe and chat. The only time it gets very chaotic and silly is when we're in events. And at that point, I'm not paying attention to chat. I'm paying attention to the event. On island? Not really. There's people with way more money than I do on island. I am missing 4 more epic clusters and 4 more rare material clusters. Got it. What do I need for my rares? Sapphires and lilies. Okay. So sapphire. And then lilies. I don't think that'll be enough, unfortunately, but work on those for now. Yeah, I'm gonna wait for this to be switched out, because none of the limited stuff on this one seems that interesting to me. It's cool, but it's not what I... This is cool, but again, there's other cosmetics in the premium. Like, these are limited stuff right now. But, like, in the premium, there's this Kraken's hook that kind of looks cool. And also the Crow Spirit bow. So I'm just gonna wait. Because it costs gems. Also, what level am I on? For my faction... I am... Oh, wait. I can now buy this. Hey, got the plushie. Everything has now been fully bought on... in cosmetic stuff. It's just a little bear on top of the head. Or cat. Tenley orange ocelot, so it's a little like ocelot plushie. They each faction has one. So if I go back over here, each faction has their own little plushie that can sit on top of the player's head. So as long as you're, I think, 135 for the faction, you then can buy one. So you have coyote, axolotl, bat, panda, parrot, gecko, llama, yak, ocelot, rabbit. Is it a cat? Orange ocelot, cat, tiger. It's basically cat-esque. Plus you hold... I thought too. I didn't know it sat on top of your head. The New Year's is still an hour and a half away. That's how it usually is. People get excited and just start launching off fireworks sooner than later. I still got a decent amount of hours left until the New Year's. I just know, yeah, I don't know what to do with them. Also, all my old stuff. Yeah, I really don't know what to do with them. Because I don't refresh my tasks. Like 10 hours, roughly, yeah. Possibly 10, 10 and a half, 11 hours-ish. PSD. Yeah, I don't know how. I'm honestly curious. Like, if someone's in an airplane, I know they're above the fireworks, but what does that look like from up top? You know what I mean? Like, I've seen videos and photos, but how does that feel on the plane, you know? Because you're super high up, so you're not anywhere near the fireworks. But like, if you're flying over somewhere like that's very populated, for example, like San Francisco, right, or Los Angeles, or New York, right, even Florida, just very high, densely populated areas that like everyone in neighborhoods and cities will launch fireworks into the sky, right? What does it look like if you're in the plane and you're looking downwards? Because you'll get to see all the fireworks from different areas because you're so high up. But like, what? How does that also sound? What does it? How does that affect the plane? I don't know. I'm curious. Our big balls probably can't feel them though. Well, I just wondering about like the shock force that comes out from them because it is basically just light. It's gunpowder getting ignited to create color. I'm honestly okay. Here's another question. At what point in time did someone go, ah, yes, let's market explode, let's make explosives marketable to the public and say that they are great for children to use for festive holidays? Because all this is just gunpowder. It's just a form of gunpowder. Like, who went, ah, yes, great idea? You know what I mean? To ward off evil spirits originally? Oh, I see. Okay. Luna New Year, so with the dragon. No, I get that, evil spirits and all that. I just find it the Chinese. Ancient China, yes, I know. Lunar New Year, explosives, the dragon. Yeah, I get that point. I'm just wondering where in America. I get it's the Chinese New Year. I understand that point, chat. I'm asking like in the Americas. Because not everyone in the US celebrates the Lunar New Year, of course. I am whipping shot after shot. Oh yeah, you don't have a, I forget, the crossbow guy on this map doesn't have a sword, they just have an axe. Or a pickaxe. At first, I think it's Independence Day. I think maybe. I don't know. Here in Brazil, you go to the beach to watch so many fireworks. Oh. We got Billy Pops. Yeah, I don't know. I just wonder because then we also like there's a bunch of stuff that like we take from the Chinese New Year. We don't properly celebrate it. So like I'm just wondering. Okay, server lagging a little bit right now. And my arrow just bounced off that guy. That's cool. That was so fun. Well, can't do much on that. I killed one. I'm on 4 kills right now. The firework we know today came from the 14th century French-European trade made the entertainment purposes into the 17th. Oh. Yeah, I got stuck in there both because of that little thing right there and getting tracked by 3 people. Yeah, no, it wasn't a GG. It was just a failed attempt on my part. I missed my throw and then tried chasing down one. It's because people want special that was exotic and also later merchant cultures. Yeah, probably. 2026, what's happening? Oh, BattleBox Arena right now. Still in the year 2025. Time is an illusion. Nope, I love server lag. That's cool. I was gonna see how that played out. That's why I didn't run in, because I don't want to get randomly spam clicked into oblivion. I have time trials in chat. The time is losing today. I mean, it basically, like, it isn't, but it is based off of how, because, like, what do you mean? Yes, gingerbreading, saucing it up right now. Hello, Shep. Like, what do you mean someone can be in the year 2026, but I'm still in the year 2025? We're on the same planet. Technically, it's the same day in the way. Oh, you now have a sword. Nice. Oh, they also had a thing there. I am 10-3 right now. Chat, please can I have teammates who help me out a little bit? Please. Carry more? I'm trying my best right now. Are so jarring to everyone. That's what I find funny. Also, being in the States is so funny because everyone's like separate hours ahead of each other. Like, why are they all in their spawn? Why are we all in our spawn still? Like, what are we doing? That's fine, because I get a crit off you, which means I can then get you at least one shot for my teammates to hopefully kill. Thank you. Now there's just one person left. 3v1 them. Easy. Thank you, team. Oh my goodness. Just ignore chat and lock in. I want to stream at the same time, so it's just... Liberation? That's what my family does. Technically, both New York and then one of our time zone. It is stressing. I'm not stressing, I am just questioning. I've been in 2026 for 10.5 hours, jeez. Teammate, they are on half a heart. Cool. As long as I can just be a nuisance and, like, distract to pull them, and then my teammates can just start hitting on them a little bit, and I can hit them back, we could win this. It's fine. Yeah, I can punch the orbs away. Yeah, you just have to spam click or you shoot them with a bow, one of the two. But they are very small. They're like the size of an LA, so you just have to make sure you're actually hitting it. Doesn't give full charge. Probably the biggest carry of my life right now on stream. Give me that ace without dying, and we can finish this game. 18, 4 deaths, 3 assists. I'll take that. My goodness. Oh my god. Imagine if I didn't die those 3 times. We'd almost have a plus 20 kill game. Finishing that game with an ace, I'll take it. My word. 5-ish hours? My goodness. I need a break from BattleBox Arena after that. Oh my word. See, I told you, PvP practice has been paying off. PvP practice has been helping. Accuracy improved. Timing on my hits better. Now, of course, it's Battlebox Arena, so I can't combo as much. But critting has improved. My word, chat, my word. Right, we're gonna go back to some parkour just to chill for a bit. Probably just chill for the rest of the stream, and then we'll do one final bell for the end of the year. Man, it's been a good year though, chat. I'll also do one more big like sappy thank you at the end of the year, but like overall it's been a good year. Also, I have all the VODs exported onto YouTube, so I'll export this VOD out today, and then I'll upload all 4 that haven't been out yet onto YouTube VODs channel. And then all the VODs have been caught up on the end of the year. So... I do think, though, probably the 2 biggest highlights for me from this year was probably Vampires, which then led into TwitchCon. Especially being able to be on a panel for TwitchCon, which I never thought was would have been happening so soon for me. Because it's just been a little over 2 years, chat. It's been a little over 2 years since I started streaming. It's been over... since 2022. A little over 3 years now since I've been making Minecraft content. Minecraft TikTok / YouTube content. Technically longer than that with like my early stuff, but like probably like 2020. Hold on. Let me see something real quick. When was my first YouTube video? 2 years, 5 months, 3 weeks. Well, if you do, there is a command that we have that lets us... There it is, first stream. July 7th, 2023. So actually, I started doing YouTube videos before that then. I started streaming for 2 years. I've been making YouTube videos on this specific account. I've made YouTube videos all the way back in 2021. So it's been a little over 4 years since I did my first YouTube video on Abolish Regret. And it's been a little over 2 years since I started streaming. But yeah, it's crazy though. It's crazy because like the videos I made on YouTube before the whole POW stuff wasn't super consistent. It was like once a month. It's still, but not to the quality that I do now. And like everything started a lot. I would say my actual content creation career in this space started when I took off once I made TikToks in Minecraft. That's when that started, which started in like the beginning of 2022. And I got scared because you dressed. No, no, no. It's weird though. 2 years is such a short time, and it's super young as a like for streaming. For what I've been able to achieve so far and accomplish in 2 years is crazy to me. I'm very grateful and I'm very thankful for it. There's like a 5-minute cooldown chat on follow age, so just be aware of that. But it's just crazy. Like it's wild. I'm gonna look at something real quickly. Where is it? Yeah, okay. It's a few second cooldown? I don't know why. I think I might have turned it down off 5 minutes. Because chat was wanting to know at one certain point in time, and it just never put up that cooldown again. I never, like, increased it. I know, it's weird. Back up to 5 minutes? Yeah, if you can do that, please and thank you. I'd appreciate it. How that happened? Things just happen for a reason, chat. Things just happen for a reason. Where'd all that time go? You were part of it. Like, when people say where did all that time go, it was there. You were just living in the moment of it. Like, 2025 has felt like a very long year to me. There have been moments that have felt short, but like overall, the entirety of the year has felt long, which is a good thing. And I think that's just because I've been enjoying the things that I've gone through. And so it's just a good feeling overall. We're already here. I don't, because sometimes I feel like there are things that I did this year that were last year, and I'm like, oh wow, or like things that I thought were last year were this year actually, and I'm like, huh, that felt way longer than what it actually was. I think the other thing that people forget, right, is like, as you get older, time doesn't feel like it's going faster. Because it's not. Time is just a relative thing. It continues at the same rate. But it's because you do the same thing over and over again. So your brain doesn't, like, quote-unquote, remember all of the things that you've just been doing on repeat in, like, autopilot mode. It will... We'll probably go for 3 hours and then call it there. But yeah, no, like, the brain, that's why, like, some of your favorite, like, you can remember moments from when you were really little, because they were, like, big deals to you. or like embarrassing moments when you were younger or something like that, right? Like you can remember all those, but you can't. But like for example, I can ask some of you, what did you eat for lunch 3 days ago, or like yesterday even? And some people just can't fully remember what they had for lunch. And it's not because their memory's worse. It's just because their brain doesn't want to keep that information stored, and you have to like really think about it. I had bread and cheese. No, but like that's the thing, right? Like you have to like go back and try to recollect all of it. But I can ask you like, hey, what was that embarrassing moment that you had as a child when you were 12? Right? Don't say your age, but for some of you, you probably have like something popped into your head of an embarrassing moment when you were younger, like in an instant, right? Um, but like that's the thing, right? Like you can remember embarrassing moments or really cool happy moments that you had a long time ago, like a long, long time ago. Um, and to you, that was a big deal. To everyone else, they just thought it was just something that happened. They probably don't remember it. You do though. And so, Joe, um, but like that's the thing, right? The way you make the year feel longer or like at a good pace is you do new things, you try new stuff, you enjoy those moments, and you like look back on them as you're going throughout the year. Because if you don't, you're just continuously doing the same thing over and over again. Your brain just throws it out the window. It's why like this year I can look back and be like, oh yeah, January I did all this. February I got to do this. March wasn't too much happening, but April I had my birthday and all this happened. May I got to participate in that. June and like was announcement of it, like Cowboys. So it's like I have these moments throughout certain parts of the month where I can be like, things happened here, 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 and here, and that's why it feels like a lot. No, it's all just a blur. Exactly. Oh, here's a fun, silly thing, chat. Uh, there's a weird psychological study, like little like theory test thing. This one's kind of interesting. It's weird. If you have a room of over X amount of people, and it's as little as like 20 something, it's like as long as you have X amount, this is it's more like sociology than like less than psychology, but it's a weird thing. Um, if you have, and we don't know why it happens, it's a weird phenomenon, but if you have X amount of people in a room, as low as like 20 something, I forget how many, it's a very small number. You can even be as little as 10. I forget what it is. Um, but for having as many days, so like let's say it's 20, right? If it's a minimum 20 people, you at least have 20 people in a room. Out of all the days and months in the year, at least two people will share the same birthday. We don't know why, it just is a weird thing that happens. That like there is a 90% chance that two people will share the same birthday, as well as X amount of people in the same room. It's not 100% guaranteed, but it's a very high probability that you will share the same like month and day as somebody. And the higher it goes, the more people will share that in common. So, because even if you get 365 random people, right? If you get 365 random people, they're more likely to share the same birthday, multiple sharing the same birthday, or multiple sharing multiple different birthdays than everyone having their own unique birthday. 90%. Yeah, like it's very weird. It's very interesting. I don't know why it does this, but it does. Bum, bum, bup, bup, bup. Alright, after this run, we will do the bell. And then we will do one little big final, like, sappy message stream ending, because I know some chats will probably want to put messages at the end of stream, because that usually is what happens when we do stuff like this. And then we'll call it there, and that will be our final stream for 2025. Cat pic. The cat picture gets posted onto Twitter and the Discord. So if you have Twitter, follow me on Twitter, or if not, go to my Discord. Because you also get notifications of when I'm live and I stream. So exclamation mark Discord if you want to be a part of the Discord. Has to be a fresh Jax pic. I have a photo of Jax next to the Christmas tree that has not been posted on the social media yet. Don't worry. Also, 139. It's not super fast. Oh, we're 3 seconds off fast time. Alright, chat. Is this stream? Yep. Alright, let's go to Bell. I'll pause the music. Let's go back to the starting sound that we had at the very beginning. Oh yeah, by the way, chat, for those who haven't seen it on Twitter, I am a part of the Egyptian civilization for the Civ event. That was announced. So I don't know if I said that on stream on Monday or not, but I am part of the Egyptian civilization. I'm the leader of the Egyptians. I have a fun little idea. The city name is called Durathel. Durathel. That's the city name that I have announced. Durathel, yep, like that. That's the name that I've created. If you want more of it, I'll just give you a little teaser. It's called Durathel, the City Beneath the Sand. That is the sort of design to it. Now, what does that mean for the actual city? You do have to find out in the civilization. But that is the title of this of the nation, of the Egyptian nation that I am running. But yeah, anyways. We're going to start off hold tight like we did before. We're going to turn up the music. Turn this up for y'all. As always, we're going to do one final bell for this year, and again, we'll do it again next year on Friday, January 2nd. We'll come back to this. But chat, it's been super, super fun. We're going to be doing the bell. If you don't know what the bell is, this is the Sellout Bell. This is Technoblade's Sellout Bell. We've been continuing his tradition. as by doing the sellout bell. You do not have to gift or donate or do anything like that. If you want to, I appreciate it, but you do not have to. The entirety of this is just to rave, to vibe, and just to spam bell and one of us in chat. Not only for the first bell for some of you of the year, but the last bell for myself and a few others of the year. But anyways, chat, let's have fun with this. Chat, are you ready for the final sellout bell of the year? And you know what that means, chat? There's this thing called Prime. As an example, what Nerdy working there, Prime subs are a free subscription that you can give to Twitch streamers for free if you have Amazon Prime. And you might have one, chat. You might just have one. You just have to check if you want to sub with it, and it's right there. But anyways, enjoy the bell. Bell, 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 bell. As well as Nerdy Gabe, I think, for the 500 bits, as well as Bad Time with Sam. Thank you for the 20 bits. Happy New Year's, chat. It's time to jam out and spam bell and one of us. 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 Bell, 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 bell. One of us. One of us. One of us. One of us. But yes, chat, remember, if you want to sell out, you can give a Twitch Prime to any of your favorite streamers. Remember, you have a Twitch Prime. It is free money you are taking from Amazon and giving it to your favorite content creator. Doesn't have to be me. It can be anybody. Remember, chat, this is the sellout bell. Bell, 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 bell. One of us. 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 Bell, 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 bell. One of us. One of us. Chat, you got 1 minute left. 1 minute left, chat. That's all you get for the final bell of the year. Make sure you make it count. I want to see some bells spammed in chat. I want to see one of us is spammed in chat. You got 40 seconds left, chat. Bell, 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 bell. And Bad Time, thank you for the 15 bits. I appreciate it. One of us. 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 Bell. 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 Woo. Oh, playing it again. Oh, well done, chat. Thank you again for the bits. I appreciate it. I appreciate the donos. Again, you don't have to do that, but it is very, very kind and generous to make it feel more alive, like the sellout bell. Oh my goodness. Let's see. What's a good song? Let's just do like a good little contemporary piano. You know what? You should out that one. Sounds like it really doesn't. It really doesn't. Okay, chat. So again, this is like a little sappy message time. If you want to put a message in chat, I'll read it. But also, I want to say before like I end stream, thank you all again. Genuinely, thank you for all the support that y'all have given me, given to my content, my streams, my YouTube channel, even my TikTok. I very much appreciate it. I am very thankful for everything y'all have done for me, both when it comes to subbing, gifting, following, just watching my content, really. It means a lot because it means that all the effort, all the time, everything that I put into it for hours upon hours a day, all the planning, scripting stuff, editing, it's worth it. And I'm glad that I can inspire and entertain at least one person, but clearly more than one person, every day or so with my content. And I am very thankful for that because when I was a child, when I was a kid, um, creators that I watched on Minecraft and both on YouTube, from early Call of Duty gameplay to real life skits from Smosh and everything else in between growing up through high school with like Vanoss and early GTA 5 and all the way down to like Minecraft videos. I've been wanting to do that ever since I was a kid. And I didn't know at the time that it wasn't profitable for a lot of people, but I thought one day it would be, and it was something I was going to do. And we're to a point now to where I'm able to do this now as like a full-time thing. Now, it's still rocky as if it can still be a full-time thing, but at the time being right now, I am able to do this full-time. And I thank you all for that so much. Also, big thank you to all the mods, both on the Discord and in stream, for helping out, making sure the community is safe, helping interact with the community, and making sure that all streams go good. Thank you to both the new mods, the old mods, and everyone in between that have been helping my streams and helping me figure out how streaming works and helping with all that. So thank you all for that. I very much appreciate it. And of course, with that being said, to 2026, I have some fun ideas for some YouTube videos that I want to do towards the beginning of the year. I don't know what I'll be doing too much for streaming wise. Probably just continue playing this and whatever SMPs and events that I get into. I'll probably play, mess, and sweat and try to win, of course. And as always, thankful to all of you. And that's my little sappy part. Let me see what y'all had to say real quick because I saw some messages. Okay, but I want to say again, thank you so much for being such a light. You're definitely becoming a big comfort in this hectic life. Here's an amazing year. I want to say you're the first streamer I could actually properly watch without getting bored or for anything. The media here feels so extremely friendly and welcoming, and I'm so happy to have found this community. Getting the option to, that's awesome. Thank you, boss. You have been helped me, including me in so many ways you probably don't even know about. Of course, we watched your content in a very short time, but it's been entertainment and very tuned. Happy New Year's Eve. Thank you for streaming. Have a good night, everyone, and thank you for spending the time, the vibes. It's been fun watching your streams and content. I wish you do more of it, and you're very entertaining no matter what. I love this community. For you to flourish, and Happy New Year's. Thank you again, chat. Also, it says, happy being in your community has gotten me to experience the most amazing moments here in chat. The fun times give you times, the wholesome times. I still remember the certain moments that made me stay in this community. Very grateful I'm still here. We're glad that you're still here too, it's a... Thank you, Abolish, for the fun. Only 1 month, I recently appreciate your content. I find your voice very calming, and every time I have a bad day, I know I can go into your streams and the videos, and I know I have a great time with the things you do, and I'm very thankful that I found you. I hope I'll be able to hear a lot of your content next year, and I'm very excited for what's to come. A great year. I know you will. Thank you, chat. Oh, we got more. Back into watching Twitch streams and re-inspired me to want to stream myself. Well, that's good. I'm happy. I happen to be scrolling through Twitch when you were live, and I decided to join since I recognized you for Vampires and enjoyed your content and just listening to your voice. Thank you for streaming and Happy New Year. Thank you for streaming. Genuinely, you were a lot of people. you and a lot of people are the reason I got back to actually watching so many amazing Minecraft content creators and enjoying myself again. I'm glad. I can still read it even if it gets snapped, but yeah, just make sure you don't. Happy New Year's. See you grow, because these are all. Seriously, I was going through a rough mental state recently in your streams, and other Vampire Zombie members helped me out a lot. You and Scott and Pyro. That's cool. Thinking about this, I've not been here long, but I try to catch your streams when I can. Very comforting streams. You're one of 3 people I actively look forward to watching the streams, so that's cool. I'm glad. Oh, the first time I've actually used Twitch to streams during class, but Happy New Year. Thank you for that. I had a chance to watch you and made it really good. I'm glad, chat. Oh, Kira, thank you for the 1,000. Oh no, thank you for the TTS 1,000. Jeez, I just saw 1,000 for a second there. It's been a joy to mod and watching you grow as a content creator. I still remember the first time. I only saw the first time I saw was here for you, and you were doing parkour, and it took me a time to say my username. Yeah, right, which meant a lot. So I stuck around, and I'm so glad I did because modding slash in some of my best parts of my week. Thank you for taking me on as a mod streamer. It's been a joy. Well, thank you for being one of my mods, Akira. I very much appreciate it. Thank you for all the work that you put in. I mean, I mainly lurk this year, but I'm glad I was able to chat more. This community is very lovely, and I'm glad I got the opportunity to mod for you. And thank you as well, T, for becoming a mod. Thank you for streaming Abolish. You brought many comfort to me and my others, and I would love to get into streaming one day. It's so much fun to be here, chat. Thank you, chat. Well, I think that's gonna do it for us for this stream. My no longer niche streamer. I ran out of separating the yeah, you ran out of separating the Christmas message, Mochi, but I appreciate it. Thank you, Mochi, to both you and Shirley. Even I don't know if Shirley's in stream right now, but chat. If it wasn't for Mochi, Shirley, and a few others that basically kept, in the best way possible, hounding on me to just try streaming just to see how it goes, I would have never. You would have never saw me. And so they are a big thank you to that. So thank you to like Nick, Mochi, Shirley, Robert, and a bunch of others that were like, just try streaming. Just see what happens. When I was only so focused on making YouTube videos. So big shout out to them. Big shout out and thank you to them. But again, chat, thank you all. I'm gonna end stream now. But that being said, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. A wonderful New Year's Eve if you have not reached New Year's yet. And I hope you all are having a wonderful start to 2026. I will see you all on Friday, January 2nd, where we will have our first stream of the year. With that being said, chat, let's go right into someone. What do you want to raid into is the question. You know who we don't normally get to raid into often? We don't normally get to raid into Avid. And Avid, I believe, is playing Skyblock Kingdom right now. I'm just also talking about the last stream of 2025, so... /raid Avid. Again, chat, join on the raid. You can leave right on after if you need to. But thank you all again. You all have been wonderful. And I will see you all next time. And as always, remember, abolish your regret.